Waiting for PraxBen IQ 999. PraxBen IQ 999. What's up? How's it going? I'm just gonna sit here and wait for PraxBen IQ 999 to show up in this thing so you can have I can have a little bit of fun with PraxBen IQ 999. Let me set up this doohickey here. PraxBen IQ 999. PraxBen IQ 999. Somebody let PraxBen IQ 999, let him know I'm here, okay? Let him, give him a heads up. Somebody tell this kid that I'm right here. Who's this? Hey.
God.
What's up?
Hi, Fred. How's it going?
I'm waiting for PraxBen IQ 999 to show up, apparently.
Wait, has he agreed to go live with you?
He said go live. I'm like, all right, I'm waiting. He said it in my comments. How do I turn this thing to where it's like it's got that whole grid
My
view?
brother in Christ, I literally just laid in bed. I'm getting up now. I'm ready for it. Oh, you fixed it.
I'm so excited. I can't wait. PraxBen IQ 999 wants me to. He wants me to look at another paper, and I'm like, I don't want to do that until you acknowledge that you didn't know how to read the first paper.
He's gonna shift the goalpost, right?
He did, yeah, he already did. He's like, why aren't you acknowledging the peer-reviewed paper that I what's called? I'm like, because you first not acknowledging the fact that you don't. Hold on, this guy's he's a fun one. But like I said, I'm not gonna do his grift on his turf. But I did say I would do it on mine, so here we are. Somebody let anybody in the chat. Can you guys let PraxBen IQ 999 know that I'm right here waiting? I'm not gonna wait more than like 30 minutes, so that is generous.
Yeah. I was gonna get without washing my face, but might as well do that.
Yeah, get into it. In the meantime, I guess I'll play guitar for chat. This is the lobby music. I don't know. I hope so. What's up? I'm waiting for PraxBen IQ 999 to show up and settle a beef, apparently. It's very one-sided beef because he doesn't really understand how... Hey, PraxBen IQ 999. Here you are. Come on, Pat. How do I do this? I don't really do this super duper often. Let's have a chat. I'm not a scam. Oh, no, not at all. I just didn't want to do it on his turf because I know that this is a grift for a lot of them. I invited him. Did it not work? Hello, PraxBen IQ 999. There he is. Hey, buddy. I guess I'll wait for it to load.
Yeah, so you think that people have to get paid to not want to drug kids? Like, what does that mean?
What?
Like I'm against drugging kids, and you're like, oh, he's just doing this for money.
What are you talking
What does
about?
that mean? Do you have any proof that I'm just doing it for money?
Are you aware of the number of cisgender minors that get gender affirming surgeries every year?
Have to do with anything?
It has to do with your concern about
Is
children.
that genuinely the best argument you could come up with?
Well, let me answer your question, PraxBen IQ 999. Your question was about drugging children, you say?
Yeah, that's what I said. Clearly, did you not hear me?
No, I heard you. I heard you fine.
Okay, then why are you asking me?
Oh,
If you heard me, like you just said you heard me, so why are you asking me?
I'm just trying to confirm your question. That is your question.
Yeah,
You're
I just
asking
confirmed it. So go on.
Okay.
Go ahead and talk.
Fantastic.
These are big boy words.
Oh, I plan on it. Thank you very much. Hi, Sanvi. I see you in the chat. Hold on. Let me do one dragon at a time, please. Do you know what qualifies as a drug and why?
What does this have to do with anything?
Why?
Are you not going to defend your position?
It's important to the.
Are you saying that puberty blockers are not drugs?
No, they are drugs. But do you know like what qualifies as a drug?
Okay, so that's settled. So let's move on. All right. So again, where's your proof that I'm just doing this for money? You keep asserting that. It sounds like you're just being bad faith because you can't actually defend your arguments. So you claim I'm only doing stuff for money while you ignore everything that goes against your opinion. And you've admitted that you just do a character in your videos. And you've said that you don't want to come on my live because I don't get money on your live. But that doesn't make any sense. You know people can donate money to me on here, right? So why are you lying so much?
A lot of you people have like systems of like Kick and you donate to.
Could you show any evidence of me ever doing that?
I don't actually know what your lives are like because I don't really.
Okay, so why would you lie and say that I do that?
Oh, because I know people do that, and I know this is a grift.
But I
for a
don't.
lot of people. Oh, okay. Well, that's welcome to my turf. This is what you wanted, so here you are. Yeah, we're copacetic.
Okay, so could you please explain exactly how, in detail, I misinterpreted anything?
It's misinterpreted.
Yes.
But I can't really show you the clinical trial, right? I mean, I can get my laptop. Do you want me to grab my laptop and show?
Why would you make response videos before reading it? That was like the stupidest thing you possibly could have done. Because like, you realize how embarrassing that is for you.
Because you gave me a
you didn't even read.
I mean, for you, Alex, you should be embarrassed.
I put the title of the study in my video, so don't even try to make excuses and go, "Oh, your head was in the way." You purposely did not seek out the study to read it because you are dishonest. You are a liar. You are openly a liar, and now you're laughing because you don't have anything to say to me. This is making you uncomfortable because I'm showing you that you're a liar. So go ahead and defend yourself.
I mean, if you give me a second to talk, I can respond, but you're like steamrolling.
You're very submissive, so it's easy to talk over you. Go ahead and be a man and talk over me.
Breedable, Alex.
I'm fucking so submissive. I'm really just being polite and trying to give you your time and your stage, but that's how adults have a conversation, you know. Anyway, to answer your question, you presented a table and challenged me to interpret it. So
no, I didn't. That's a lie.
I
never did that. I never said I challenge you to interpret this. I said I would love for you to defend this 73% claim, the claim that was made repeatedly in the videos I presented, where they said it was a 73% reduction, which you've admitted is not the case.
No,
right?
That's not what I admitted. That's not even sort of. No,
you did admit it.
That's not what I admitted.
Yes, you did. Yes, you did. You showed it. You showed on screen that the study itself did not say a 73% reduction. It was a comparison between the. That's not a reduction.
No. It's the what does AOR stand for? Adjusted odds ratio.
Adjusted odds ratio. Absolutely.
You're being a little pedantic with your definitions. I mean, the 73% reduction and 70% adjusted odds ratio of not, self-harm or suicidal ideation. They are like, you're being really, really pedantic about the verbiage there, but they are functionally, in the context of this conversation, pretty much the same.
No, I'm not. I'm being very specific about what I'm saying because it's absolutely ridiculous to compare 57 people who are treated to 7 people who are untreated, which again, you admitted that a large portion of the people dropped out of the study. There is no reason why at that point you should be comparing that small sample size of 7 people, right? Like, why on earth would you think that's okay?
So
All the statistical power has been lost at this point.
in a
That's my point, right?
yes. Yeah, so in a comparator trial like that, when you have these vertical time points, and they're like all at 3 month increments, so the cohorts in each of those they're going to change naturally because people like go on treatment, they come off of treatment, some people drop out of the treatment. So it's disingenuous to point at like one rate in the 3 month time period and then also point at the like 9 month time period and say, hey, look at these rates. You're
You
supposed
have
to.
to have a baseline to compare it to. There's no other way you can do it.
That's
At least okay, technically you can do it another way. You can just compare it to a control group, but you have to have a decent control group to compare it to. And like I just said, it wasn't a decent control group to compare it to. So the only other option is to compare the same people over time. That's literally better than comparing it to a poor control group. Like obviously so. I even cited a peer-reviewed paper that agreed with me, but you can't seem to grasp this.
No, the control group is the null group. It's
I know. That's what I said. That's literally what I'm saying. You're trying to act like, oh, look, I'm correcting you on something, but that's not contradicting anything I just said. I literally said 7 people. If you look at the paper, it says 7 people under the none. So you don't have to correct me. Because
it also says 7 people in the puberty blockers and gender affirming hormones at the baseline.
I never used that one, right?
What do you mean I never used that one? I definitely did. I calculated for percentage of the entire of all of the adjusted odds ratios in all of them. I showed you that I did the arithmetic for each column.
Your arithmetic was terrible because, as you pointed out yourself,
what do you mean my arithmetic was terrible? It was 100. It was 100% minus the corresponding percentage.
Yeah, that was dumb because you thought that the 28% meant it was a 72% reduction, but that's obviously stupid because that assumes the baseline group was at 100%, but they weren't.
First and foremost, you didn't even do the arithmetic because the clerical error in that chart, in that table, it's not 28%, it's 30.2%. Because I went through and I fact checked I literally fact checked pharmacological clinical trials like fucking daily, dude. That's my day job. So like I went through and I did all of I did the math and I showed you that it's a clear. And then inside of the last video that I did, I showed you that, you know how like they did a retraction, they issued a retraction because they're like, oh look, we found some erroneous data in this table, because that's what adult scientists do. They like own up to their mistakes, and that happens. It's
Again,
part of the review process. You understand how that works, right?
You're not actually getting to
get
the
it now.
point, right?
Does that make sense?
You're not getting
now I'm just going to steamroll you because you keep
This is
steamrolling
stalling.
me. And if you're just going to be a petulant child on my live this whole time and not let me talk, then I'm going to not let you talk because I can ramble.
If you're stalling, I'm going to call you out on stalling. I asked you a very simple question. Why would you think that 100% of people in the baseline group have depression? Why would you think that?
That's not what I said. That's why I'm saying you're misinterpreting data. That's not the assumption. 100.
Yes, it is.
No, the big N number is the 100%. It's not 100% of the cohort had depression or whatever.
Of what? What are you talking about?
This is why I'm saying it's really hard to have this conversation with you, because you don't understand the data. You don't understand how
what you're saying is nonsensical.
You're not understanding how the table
100%,
functions, my
100%
friend.
of what?
It's like impossible. It's like trying to talk to you in Japanese when you don't speak Japanese.
Is that not a simple question? It's 100% of what? You said it's 100%. 100% of what?
Okay, so remember. Okay, let's start with the baseline figure, right? Because I remember the baseline figure in the puberty blocker / gender affirming hormones. It was 7 people in that cohort at baseline.
Correct.
Right?
Yes.
Yeah. And then, if I remember correctly, in the self-harm / suicidal ideation, the measurement right there, it was like 3 or 4. Is that correct?
3 people, 43%.
3 people, 43%. So 100% of the cohort is 7. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay, cool. So what is 43? What was 100% minus 43%?
57.
It's whatever I put it in the fucking chart, because I did the math. So you're taking that percentage of the cohort, right?
Yeah, I know how you did the math. See, this is the stalling thing. I know how you did the math.
I'm answering your
asking you
fucking
why you
question.
did it
What are you
that
talking
way.
about stalling?
No,
This is the
I
question
didn't.
you're asking me.
See, I did not. Whoa,
I'm
whoa, whoa.
literally sitting
I
here
did not
teaching you
ask you
how to
how you did
interpret
the math. I
pharmacological
asked you
data.
why you did the math. I asked you why you did the math. You claimed in your video that the 73% reduction came from that percentage. That doesn't make any sense because all you're doing is pointing out the difference. Like, I agree with what you just said, like a little while ago, how you're explaining how you do the math. I agree with all that. Like, there's nothing wrong there, okay? There's nothing wrong there. But when you say you can take the percentage difference and say that's a reduction, that doesn't make any sense. How is it a reduction? It's a reduction when? Relative to what?
Do you understand how the markers, the 3-month time period markers work? Like, they're measuring in that 3-month time period.
Dude, I know how it works, okay?
So if you understand how that works,
my question, you're stalling. You have
I'm
to keep
explaining.
saying, oh,
I'm
do you
answering
understand this
I'm
basic
answering your
thing? Like, yeah, I
question.
do. I understand it more than you do, clearly.
You clearly don't understand it based on like all of the people who are practiced in like interpreting clinical data in the comments of these videos are like, dude, you're fucking wrong.
Yeah,
So-
totally. I've had several statisticians, and I actually sent this to my friend who's a professional statistician. I sent him your video.
No, you
And
didn't.
he's like, dude,
Alex,
what is
you're a
this? I have
professional
no clue what this dude's trying to say. Like, this whole thing of saying this 28% actually shows a 53% reduction. How do you get that?
Are you
Again,
gonna let me?
a
Are you gonna let me answer your
a
fucking stupid
reduction
question?
relative to when? A
Are
reduction.
you gonna let me answer your question?
You didn't try answering my question.
I did,
I'm
and then
asking
you were
again.
like, "That's not answering my question." I'm like,
Because
I'm
you
like
weren't.
in the middle of answering your
Because you
question,
weren't.
and then you're constantly like,
Go ahead and answer
"Guys,
it then.
you're avoiding the question. You're delaying." the answer."
73% reduction relative to what?
Are you? So you're giving it to my
That's
time,
a
right?
question. That's a question, dude. Are you
Okay.
stupid?
So did
Relative
you
to
watch?
what?
Did you see table 4? Did you observe the table?
Again, see, you can't answer the question. All you can do is stall. You can just
I'm
ask
literally
other
answering the
questions.
question
This is
for
a
you
very
right
basic
now.
question.
Literally
A very
right now,
basic
what I'm
question.
doing, you're asking me where the 73% is coming from.
73% relative to what?
73% relative to what? So it is not a reduction in the way you think it's a reduction. It is a I always forget what AOR stands for.
It's It's not a reduction. It's just okay, dude. Okay.
What does AOR stand for again? Can somebody in chat remind me?
Adjusted odds ratio.
Adjusted odds ratio. So do you understand how odds ratio works? Like what
Dude,
odds are?
the only way the only way to that is comparing that to something else, but you didn't do that. That's
like
what
I
I'm
said,
saying.
it's not, like I said, the word reduction is kind of erroneous in the context of the conversation. It is an adjusted odds ratio, right? So there are odds that these people are going to experience like self-harm or suicidal ideation. There are odds. And
That's not reduction, dude. That's not reduction.
That's what
You're just showing the odds.
I'm literally sitting here telling you that I'm acknowledging that yes, reduction is the wrong word that we've been using, but
Good. There you go. That's a concession. I agree with you. It's the odds. Of course it is. That's the whole point, right? I said that in my video. But when you said it was the original people said it was a reduction, I said that's wrong, and you just agreed with me. Thank you.
what? In your video, you did not say it was you just learned the acronym AOR like today.
I didn't say it was no. I didn't describe it in that way because I was describing it in a very simple way so people could understand. Because I think it's ridiculous trying to make things overcomplicated for the average viewer. No, I explained it very simply. I pointed out that these percentages represent the percentage of the people in each cohort that are experiencing whatever is under the list, right? So depression, anxiety, and then suicidality.
So in the context of the conversation, the what does the A stand for? Adjusted odds ratio. So
Dude,
if you have odds,
you can't make fun of me of not knowing what it means when you ask me what it means 3 times now.
And they have a 73% unlikely to have self-harm or suicidal ideation, that is an effect. That's like effectively in this context of this conversation, a reduction. It's like we're using
That's relative to the entire
similar
group.
words to describe the same thing. It's like you're getting really mad that I'm calling something teal and then you're calling it like fucking periwinkle. It's like it is a very similar
This is
conversation
complete
that we're having.
nonsense. You're not just calling it something different. Like this isn't just semantics.
Your original quibble.
What you're
was
saying
the
is
fact
that blatant.
I think the 73% figure, and all of the people were like lying. They were saying
No,
You
that's
say
not what I said.
they did not have a 73% anywhere.
That's
And
wrong.
they're
That's a
all
lie.
full of
That's a
crap.
lie. That's a
And
lie.
in
Complete lie.
factually, there was a obviously demonstrably 73% in the table 4 figure. If you
You're
just
lying.
do the
I never said there's
extrapolation
no
of the
73%
data.
everywhere. I even explained in the comments how they got to the 73%. I said there was no 73% reduction anywhere. If the only way you can beat me is by changing my words, then you've lost. Like, just own up to it. You've admitted right here that it's not an actual reduction, and you're just using the word reduction for no reason. So that's literally a concession because it's not a reduction. That's just the ratio relative to the entire cohort, which is irrelevant. It's irrelevant in a vacuum.
An adjusted odds ratio. So like the original adjusted odds ratio is saying that 0.27 adjusted odds ratio, there's 27% people who were going to experience self-harm or suicide ideation in the puberty blocking / gender affirming hormone cohort. Yes?
No, it's the ones who aren't going to experience it.
No. I'm saying that in the way the data is presented in table 4 of the clinical trial, it's that in the puberty blocking / gender affirming hormone cohort, under the column suicide or self-harm / suicidal ideation, there was a 0.27 AOR.
Yes.
That they would, right? Yes.
Because the way they get to that is they're taking what's in the table that I'm referencing, table 3 in the supplemental data, and they're taking that 86% for the suicidality for the untreated group, and that 37%. Now, that's not a 73% difference, but this is before it's actually treated, which, you should treat it. They adjusted for confounders. They didn't adjust for enough confounders, right? And their statistics are done. They get to the point where it's 73%.
Yes. So the short way to say that is they run a statistical analysis over the entire year-long duration. So that's how they got the 27%, right? But we understand that the 27% is a reflection of the adjusted odds ratio that cohort will experience.
That 27 or the 73% number, it's not coming from the entire period. That's my problem. It's just not. They're only taking those final numbers after the 12 months, and they say this. They say it in the paper, right?
That's not what it's saying.
Yes, it is.
No, it's a statistical analysis of the entire study period, the 1 year, like from baseline to 1 year out.
That specific number is not.
And then, yes, it is. That's how the efficacy reporting is labeled. It's like literally, it's in table 4.
I can read it. I will pull it up. I can read it out. I did this already. You just didn't read it.
I did read it. I read these things daily.
You didn't read it. You even highlighted the part that proved what I said and didn't even realize it. After adjustment for temporal trends and potential confounders, we observed 60% lower odds of depression. Well, we're looking at the 73%, and 73% lower odds of suicidality among youths who had initiated puberty blockers or gender affirming hormones compared with youths who had not. And I actually missed the part. Hold on one second.
Take your time, buddy.
Saying at the end of the study. Hold on. Let me find it real quick.
It's a lot of words. Go ahead. Take your time.
Moderates. There it is. By the end of the study, didn't I say that part? No, by the end of the study, 69% of youths had received puberty blockers, gender hormones, or both interventions. And then it gets to the part about those specific numbers. It's talking about the end of the study. It's not talking about a comparison over time. If it is talking about a comparison over time, then you should be able to point to exactly where that is coming from, but you can't.
You understand that the phrase "by the end of the study" implies that it's like the measurement of the whole study, right?
No, it doesn't.
That is the phrase.
That's saying at the end, that's a given point in time. That's a single point in time. The end of the study is a single point of time. They don't say a single time in here at all. They're comparing it over time.
Yeah, they said by the end of the study means that they're taking all of the data from the beginning of the study to the end of the study. And it's like that 1 year.
I'm going to read this very closely. By the end of the study, 69% of youths had received puberty blockers, gender-affirming hormones, or both interventions. That is a single point in time. It's saying at this point in time, this is what percentage of people received these things. And then it goes over the odds ratios. It is not comparing over. There's nothing here that says it's comparing over time. If you're relying on that one part where it says by the end of the study,
this is why it's so hard to have this conversation with you, because you fundamentally misunderstand everything they're saying. It's like I said, I'm talking to you in Japanese
because you didn't read it.
Japanese. I did read it.
No, you didn't.
I read it this morning. When Sasha tagged me in that video, I was like, okay, you know what? They're right. I should probably read this thing. So I cracked open the study and I read the thing. And that's why I made that video that is conclusive evidence of like, hey, you don't know what the fuck you're talking about. I'm telling you right now.
Yet you can't actually explain where they're taking the comparison from.
I just told you it's the entire year. They take all of the data from that year of the study, all of the time points, they smash them together and they do what's called a statistical analysis. PraxBen.
You're not making a single point there. You're literally just saying words. You're just saying words.
I'm done just saying words, guys. This is fucking conversation. Conversations have words.
I've asked if you understand this, you will be able to explain exactly what's happening in very simple language. You're using very vague language. You're saying, oh, they just did a statistical analysis. Okay, why can't you explain how that actually works? Because you don't know.
Hey, Benny boy.
What do you
Can
want?
you turn your camera on?
No.
What do you mean, what do I want? I want to see your pretty face.
No.
Me too. Let's see it. Come on.
Can you explain why your picture is like one of those AI portrait things?
Hold on, wait. I don't want him to think that we're derailing him, because
I'm sorry.
I want to see his face too. But
Alex.
can't.
Okay, so let me ask you a question.
I can't use simplistic language because this is not a simplistic conversation. We're talking about a pharmacological clinical trial.
Statisticians do it all the time.
I can't dumb it down for you anymore, because dumbing it down would be disingenuous.
If you can't dumb something down, it means you don't understand it.
It's not that I don't understand it. It's that you don't understand it. It's like
you can't dumb it down for me. You can't dumb it down for anyone here.
Okay,
all you can say is
let me try to dumb it down for
analysis.
PraxBen IQ 999.
First of all, it's not something that needs to be dumbed down.
Let me dumb it down for you. Do you know what a year is? You know what 52 weeks is? You know, like
so
3 months.
are you saying they compared?
No, shut the fuck up. I'm dumbing it down for you.
You can't even respond. You can't even respond.
Listen, this is 1 year, okay? 1 year, 52 weeks, 365 days, 525,600 minutes. Yeah, we got that?
Yep, stalling. That's stalling.
A year, okay?
Stalling.
So within this year, they were measuring things, right? In two different cohorts.
You're stalling.
I'm not. I'm answering your.
Ask him to dumb it down for you.
This is not dumbing something down. This is not dumbing down.
I'm going to give you the complicated way to say it. They did a statistical analysis on the fucking year-long data.
That's not a complicated way to say anything. That's a very simplistic way to say it, actually.
You just told me that using statistical analysis.
Alex, do you genuinely think saying they did a statistical analysis is a complicated thing to say? Is that complex for you?
You just lectured me for saying something. You lectured me for saying it was a statistical analysis over a year-long time period, and you lectured me. You sat there and you're like, if you can't explain that, you're using big words. You're just using words. Like, yeah, I'm just using words, bro.
No, I didn't say, dude.
I will run it back.
Contextualizing. Try like understanding what people are actually saying. I wasn't saying it's a statistical analysis is a complex thing to hear, okay? It's not a complex thing for anyone to understand. I said it was vague because that doesn't actually mean anything. When you just say someone did a statistical analysis, you want me to bring out the formulas that they used?
I was going to ask you a question, but you kept interrupting me. Yeah, you keep interrupting me. You don't get to stand on that.
Are you saying that they are comparing?
I'm not taking shit.
Are you saying that they are comparing a baseline cohort to a 12-month cohort? Is that what you're saying?
No, that's not what I'm saying. See, you don't understand what I'm saying. This is why it's so frustrating.
That's why I'm asking you a fucking question.
I keep trying to explain to you. You keep telling me that I'm stalling. You keep telling me that I'm stalling when I try to explain things to you.
Actually, I can't explain things to you because, actually it's too complex. I'm just such a big brain. I'm such a big brain.
I keep
Dude, you
trying
don't
to
even
explain things
know.
to
You don't
you, and
even know how they got the data in the study. You genuinely do not know.
I
You know
do
nothing
know.
about
I
this.
do know how they got. I
You know
did.
nothing about this.
No, I 100%, 1000% do, because I work with oncological clinical trial data fucking day in and day out.
I'm sure you do.
I read clinical trials.
That's why
Do you
you
want
thought
me to?
that
Do you want me to
28%
bust out a clinical
represented
trial for
a
you right now?
23% reduction.
I will grab my laptop and I will show you a clinical trial.
Yeah. Is that why you thought? Is that why you thought 28% was a 23% reduction?
28% was a 23% reduction? What are you talking about?
You know what I'm talking about. We just discussed this earlier.
2023 is not 28. What are you talking about?
I did not
Are you
say
saying 28 was a 73% reduction? Is that what you're talking about?
I said 73% reduction.
You said 23. I can roll back the tape. I'm listening. No. So you challenged me to find this nebulous 73 figure, and I was trying to interpret the table erroneously, mind you.
No, I did not. I never said that.
I
You're
admit
lying.
that it was a blind acceptance of a table that
Can
you
you show a comment of me saying that? Why do you keep saying I said stuff that I never said?
Bad. Whoops. Can I actually? I think I might actually have it. Can I do green screen here? How do I do this?
Go ahead, show it. Because I never said that. I don't know why you're lying.
Is it interact?
Actually, I do know why you're lying, because that's the only way you can actually win an argument. You have to make up a straw man to defeat.
Can somebody teach me how to use this thing? Oh, effects. I think I found it. There it is.
So why would you try to make a video about a study without reading it?
Here
You
it
still
is.
haven't answered that.
Is it this one?
You actually made 3 videos about the study without reading it, and you
Hold
admitted
on,
that.
give me a second there, pal. I'm trying to answer one question at a time. I don't know if you can see. No, you can't see that. That's not the one. No, I don't have a screenshot of my video, do I? Do I have a? It's cover. It says, I think live creator is covering. Hold on, let me use my hand. Let me see if I can do this. That's not the right picture. Is it this one? What does that say? I can't read that. I don't have my glasses on.
That's clearly not it. You said it's a comment, dude.
Please make a video. Please make a video defending this 73 number. It would be good content for me. That's what you said.
Yes, that is what I said. I literally said that on this live. That's what I said. Yeah.
So in that table that you were presenting, it's a supplemental table, by the way.
I know. I never said it wasn't.
Yeah, I know you didn't say it wasn't. But what I'm telling you is that in that table, I was trying to find a 73, because you were like, find a 73. I'm like, 73.
Well, I didn't say find it. You just showed a screenshot of me not saying that.
You said defend this.
Absolute dunce.
Defend this 73. Sorry, you said defend this 73 number.
Yes,
blah, blah,
and
blah.
what was this 73 in the context of the video? It was people saying it was a 73% reduction. You absolute dunce.
Okay. Anyway.
And you've conceded on this live that it was not a 73% reduction.
It's so frustrating talking to you because you have no idea what you're saying.
You have to start coping. You have to start coping as soon as you're right.
No, it's exactly.
All right. Let's make this very simple. Let's make it very simple, right? Was I or was I not arguing against the 73% reduction in my initial video? Is that what I was doing?
Were you arguing against the reduction? Is that what? Yeah. I don't understand.
Was I saying there was no 73% reduction? Is that what I said?
I don't know. I didn't. Is that what you said?
You don't know? You didn't watch the video you responded to?
I may have skimmed it.
Yeah. This is absolutely brilliant. So you respond to videos you didn't watch about studies you didn't read.
Dude, it was like fucking 5 videos ago. I don't remember every single thing you said.
Yeah, because you made like 7 videos about me.
Yeah, I did. And you made like 5 of me. So
no, I didn't.
Eat my ass, bro.
I made what? 2, 3?
I don't look. PraxBen IQ 999. I don't hinge on every single word you say.
Hilarious, dude. You're falling apart. You're falling to shreds.
Your claim, whatever your claim was, you're gonna have to remind me.
I can pull it up on my computer. Do you want me to play it?
Sure. Okay.
Let's see what I said in the video.
I would love to see. Can we actually see it, or is this like an audio only thing?
He's not gonna let us see his pretty.
No, I'm charging my phone, so.
Me too. It's plugged in the wall over here.
All right, let's see. There it is.
Mm-hmm.
I'll plug my.
Yes, let's see it.
Suicidality. That is the reduction in suicides among transgender youth who
Let me
are
turn
allowed
this
to start
louder.
hormone therapy or
I can hear it.
Those who have access to gender-affirming care have a 73% reduction in suicidality. That is the reduction in suicide rates among transgender youth who are allowed to start hormone therapy or puberty blockers.
Care that reduces suicide likelihood by 73%. And according to a study by the American Medical Association, that number decreases by 73%.
Compared to before treatment versus after treatment, 60% less of the trans youth even qualified for the clinical diagnostic criteria of clinical depression.
Why are they lying about this?
Now, you notice in
Wait.
every single clip. Wait, hold on.
playing.
I'm going to comment on this first. You notice in every single clip, every single person was saying it was a reduction. It was a decline.
I got
This was
flagged for
before
harassment and
after.
bullying because apparently I'm being too mean to you.
Sure thing.
Oops, how do I do this?
Possibly be
shit.
the
Wait, what the fuck is that? Oh, that's you. Okay. I thought that was my own voice coming at me.
motivation for lying about the effects of gender-affirming care on minors. All of these people claim that there is a study that shows after trans children undergo gender-affirming care, then their suicidality is reduced by 73%.
Notice my language is very specific. I'm saying after, I'm saying reduce. I'm saying the same things they were saying.
And that it also decreases depression, anxiety, and other things.
Decreases, again.
But where's the actual evidence for this? They get it from this study right here, which was published February of 2022. But does this study actually back up what they say? No, it doesn't. If we go into the supplemental online content, we can look at the actual data, including the sample sizes and the percent.
So again, they're saying this is a reduction, right? A reduction over time. That's what a reduction means. A reduction doesn't mean 1 point in time. A reduction means at least 2 points in time. There has to be something relative, right? Reduction means something relative. So there has to be at least 2 points in time, 2 data points, right? So I pulled up the supplemental data, which shows over time, because their claim is about time, right?
Yeah, yes, Ben, that is correct.
And I'm solely arguing against the claim that there's a 73% reduction, okay, over time from the beginning to the end, which is what they all said in every single one of those clips. And you said on here that it's not an actual reduction. That means you agree with me.
I said that you're being a little pedantic about the phrasing of this.
I know what you said with your opinion, but when you were actually saying something objective, you said it wasn't a real reduction.
If you want to
be
be
very clear about what they meant, they said before and after a reduction. They're very clear about what they're saying. Okay.
Yeah. So listen here. Do you see the statistical analysis that I put up on the screen? You see that? You see this whole thing? Do you see why there's only like one figure? You see why it's like 0.27 and it's only one figure and not like
we've
3, 6,
been
9,
over
12.
this. This doesn't show a reduction though. This shows a comparison.
No. Listen.
The study says
you keep telling me that I'm stalling, but I have to contextualize this information for you. It's not stalling, but you don't understand it, so I have to contextualize it for you, okay? So in the supplemental index that you showed me, there are 4 time period measurements. 5 technically, I guess. 1 at 5, 1 at baseline, 1 at 3 months, 1 at 6 months, 1 at 9 months, and 1 at a year. Yes? Or is that what it is? I thought there were 4.
No, it's 4. It's baseline, 3 months, 6 months, and 12 months.
Oh, they don't have a 9. Okay, so they don't have a 9 months. Great. So you see how those are 4.
Attention that this guy doesn't even know the study, by the way.
I was asking you to confirm. This is why peer review is important. You're a peer of mine right now. You understand how peer review works. You're a peer. We gotta audit each other for like.
Yeah, you gotta ask me so many
right?
questions about the study that you read.
Do you want him to have it memorized?
You want me like?
I did.
You obviously didn't because
I
you
debates about this all the time. And I just pull this out from my memory.
Okay,
like I have a very good memory. Yeah.
I think that's been up there for long enough. But look. So do you see how there is one figure right there? You see, chat can see this too. There is right here. It's the 27 at the very top line. The AOR is 20.27, right? 0.27 puberty blockers or gender affirming hormones. There's one data point, right? We see that, yes. Did it never occur to you as a curiosity why in table 4 there's only one fucking number? There's one like 0.27. Why isn't it like every single analysis like at every time point?
I know it why, because they're just comparing the outcomes. They're not comparing the relative improvements over time.
No. What that is it's a statistical analysis of all 4 time points. You put all 4 data points, you add them together, and then you do a statistical analysis, and that's the adjusted odds ratio. So throughout the whole 12-month time period, there was a 0.27 adjusted odds ratio that the people in the puberty blocking / gender affirming hormone cohort would experience self-harm or suicidal ideation. Does that make sense?
Wait. Hold up right here. Hold up.
Look at Open Table 4 on your laptop. Just
You're referring. Yeah. I have it pulled up. I was.
Great.
Okay, pull yours back up. Pull yours back up so people can see.
Pull it up so I can see. Okay.
Now let me just fuck it. Let me just do this. Hold on.
No, you can screen share me. What are you doing? You're gonna turn your camera. I can't.
So you are referring to this 2.71, right?
No.
Which one are you referring to?
Are you in table 4? This table 4, right? It's the very
right?
first first line, the very top line. You see the top line says PB or GAH?
You talking about this? Shoot.
It's a JPEG. You can't highlight it. It's a JPEG.
Yeah, and my arm was leaning on my touchpad.
Got it. Yeah, I'm referring to that.
That right there.
Yes. You see the confidence interval, the 95% confidence interval? That means they're 95% sure that was the adjusted odds ratio.
That's not what confidence interval means. But okay. That's a very stupid interpretation of what confidence interval means.
If you think so, Ben.
It is. No, 95% confidence interval does not mean 95% sure. Holy shit, dude. That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard anyone say. Okay, anyways. Okay, so you're not talking about this one over here. You're talking about that one. Okay.
Sure. Yeah, I'm talking about that first line.
Affirming hormones.
No, the very first line.
No. I'm reading. Hold on.
Okay. Read it. I thought you read it. I thought you committed this shit to memory, bro. You said you have a fucking photographic memory over here.
No, I didn't say I had all the tables memorized.
Oh, you just
I never said that.
The whole thing committed to memory.
No, I didn't. I never once said that. I never said I had the whole thing committed to memory. I said when I talk about it,
me and 142 other people.
What?
Let him read. It's a lot of information. I'm gonna let him read. Go ahead. You got it. Let me know when you're ready to talk.
Okay. So let's say if we took all of these people, all these people, all these people, and all these people, and then we compared them to this group right here, right?
Well, I don't know what your highlights are kind of erratic.
No, they're not.
I can't. I mean, I'm looking at you through a fucking cell phone. It's like the window is this big. It's hard to see, buddy.
Okay, look. Treated group.
Yeah.
Treated group. Treated
Correct.
group.
Correct.
Treated group. Right.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
Right. And then we compare them to untreated group. Untreated group. Untreated group. Untreated group.
That is correct.
If you took all that and compared them over time, not even over time, you're just taking the each data point, all 4. Or would that be 8 or 4 data points, however you would want to classify it. That again would not be a reduction over time. All you're doing is comparing the two groups. You're not comparing an actual reduction for people that go from not on puberty blockers to on puberty blockers. And again, like I pointed out, look at the cohort, 104, 84, 84, 65. You have a lot of people dropping out, right?
This is why it's so frustrating to have this conversation with you, because again, you fundamentally don't understand.
They have 8 people right here. Only 7 responded.
Look, okay, so scroll down a little bit.
24 responded.
Scroll down a little bit.
38 responded.
Scroll down.
And only 93 responded.
Scroll down. There.
Yes, I know. This is literally my point.
That's okay. Yeah. Okay. So they had some people. They had some people disqualify themselves because they didn't answer the survey. That's where your missing figures are. Okay. Yes, anyway.
Yes. That's my point. That's literally my point. Don't try to hijack this and go. Oh, I'm explaining this.
That's literally your point.
No.
It's not.
That is my point. That's my point.
What's your point? That's not your point.
I'm pointing out that
you're trying to say that there is no reduction, there's no 73% reduction. And I'm trying to tell you that you're being willfully pedantic about how you describe the word reduction versus I keep forgetting the adjusted odds ratio. Adjusted odds ratio is just like a fucking fancy way to say reduction. Okay, like reduction.
Do you want to bet on that? Do you want to bet money on that?
It. There's like 73% odds that people with gender affirming hormones over the course of a year were not gonna self-harm or like suicide.
Would you bet me right now $100 that adjusted odd ratio just means
oh my god
reduction?
You're being so it's like
$100.
It's the whole define women conversation all over again.
Come on,
like
come on, $100 bucks.
People are being so wibbly. I'm PraxBen IQ 999. I'm not gonna be playing this bet game.
$100 if adjusted odd ratio. I'll give you $100 too if 95% confidence interval means 95% sure. I'll give you $200. You're being willfully pedantic about how people are describing things in like a colloquial setting versus so you're like, oh, I'm so right,
academic setting.
And I'm like, hey,
so like in the setting wherein they're talking about the actual clinical trial data, of course they're going to be very specific.
Hey,
they're going to say adjusted odds ratio,
Alex.
0.27 odds ratio over the 12-month time period.
I will get a statistics professor, right? Like a PhD. I will get a statistics PhD. Okay. I will get us both on a YouTube live stream, and we can go over these exact points. I'll write this down, right? Okay. If adjusted odds ratio is a fancy way of saying a reduction, and if 95% confidence interval means you're 95% sure of something.
I may have got the 95% confidence interval thing wrong.
We will ask
it's fucking like
PhD
I work at like 6 in the morning and it's like 10 p.m. So I might be misremembering how the statistical analysis for confidence intervals work.
This is such a cope.
Yeah.
Oh well, maybe I said it wrong.
He gets really pissed off with me when I concede. There's
Yes. No. I'm happy
you might be onto something, and I might have been wrong. And it's an important part of the scientific process to be able to admit when you were incorrect. And
yes,
I'm not above admitting that when I was incorrect, which is why I know for a fact that I'm correct in most of this. Because when I'm incorrect, I'm not too proud to admit it. You, on the other hand, my friend, do not understand how this data is presented. And
let's get a statistics PhD and ask them.
You can get a statistics PhD and ask them to interpret this data for you, and then you can report back to me. How's that sound?
No. We're gonna do it on live together.
You want to pull somebody up right now?
$200 bet. $200 bet.
You want to pull? See, I'm not making you money, buddy. I'm here to argue with your rhetoric.
Money. Because you know you'll lose.
Yeah, that's exactly why.
If you know you're correct, then you're the one making money, right?
I don't want to take your money either. I'm not in it for the money. I'm in it to make you look like
figures. You know all about this stuff.
That's why I'm here.
Okay, so Alex says he's not willing to put his money where his mouth is.
That's right.
I'm not to make a bet. He's too scared to talk to a statistics PhD with me.
I said, pull up your statistics PhD. Where's your guy?
No. You said have him report back to you. I said, let's go live with him.
Bring him on. I don't know. Fucking bring him on right now.
No, not right now.
What the fuck do you mean not right now? Dude, what? Dude, I don't
have a statistics PhD on call with a TikTok account to go live at fucking
Well, then why are you name dropping this statistics professor, my guy?
I didn't name drop anyone. I said I will go get one.
You didn't name drop. Why are you concept dropping this statistics professor if you can't grab one?
So your whole thing is, I'm not gonna come back later.
So you want me to be at your fucking beck and call like day and night when you happen to have a statistics professor on hand? I'm not your fucking
patsy, I don't have a bunch of people on call day and night because some sleep.
No fucking shit, bro. I gotta work in the morning. I'm trying to go to sleep, my dude. It's fucking like 12 p.m. like 1 a.m.
Then why are you whining? Why are you whining that I can't bring on a statistics
I want to go to bed,
right
and Ben is like, no, you need to talk to a statistics professor. And Alex is like, okay, pull him up. And Ben is like, everyone needs
No, that's not what I said. I said we will go live on YouTube later at another given time. I'm not saying we'll do it right now. I never said that. Why are you guys lying?
So I got to be at your beck and call to do this YouTube live thing, my dude? Can you just like record the thing and then let me know?
Are you not willing to make a bet that you are correct? I'm
not involving money in this conversation.
So that's a no. That's a no.
That is correct. That's a no.
You are not willing to bet that you are correct.
I'm not putting money on this.
Okay, that's all I need to know. That's all I need to know. You have no confidence in your own arguments.
Yeah, sure. If that's how you want to interpret that, knock yourself out.
Okay, for sure. All right, we can move on. So Liz,
Fantastic.
I noticed that you were on Rathbone's side when defending Stalin for killing millions of people.
Wait,
so I was wondering, like, why you think it's okay to kill millions of people.
Unblock him. Wait, pull your face up. I'm not going to talk to you unless you put your face up.
Wait, hold the fucking phone. We haven't settled the whole the first line of table 4 thing yet. You looked at it and then you
said you're not. You said you have no confidence in your arguments. So
that's not even kind of what I said. PraxBen IQ 999.
That is what you said. When you said you're not willing to put your money where your mouth is, that's saying you have no confidence in your arguments.
I'm not wanting to take your money, and I'm not. No. Anyway.
Yeah,
PraxBen IQ 999. Can you pull up table 4 again?
Okay, how about
let's have our rhetoric.
If you win, I don't pay you, but if I win, you pay me. How's that?
I'm not interested in involving money in this equation. I'm looking for our rhetoric to speak for itself.
Other bet? Like, are you willing to involve anything? Like any bet?
I am. If you will, no, you shut the fuck up. Maybe that. Are those the odds?
How about we bet that? Whoever loses deletes their account on TikTok permanently.
Whoever deletes their account. What's the bet? What are the stakes? Out of curiosity, that is kind of interesting.
That you claimed that 95% confidence interval means 95% sure.
I already conceded to that one. I conceded to that one.
Well,
so
that was really tough. Okay. So that adjustment odds ratio is just a fancy way of saying a reduction, and that you're correct in saying there was a 73% reduction.
See, that becomes a matter of like an academic speak versus colloquial speak. You understand how like that's going to change.
And you think a statistics PhD isn't smart enough to recognize that?
I think your statistics PhD will say, well, technically he's right. Adjusted odds ratio does not necessarily mean reduction. That on a technicality, on a very extreme technicality. But I'm trying to explain to you why people are saying reduction. You keep telling me I'm stalling, and it's fucking annoying.
So you're claiming I win on a technicality, right?
I'm claiming on a technicality, sure, you win, PraxBen IQ 999. Technically speaking, adjusted odds ratio does not.
Technically speaking, PraxBen is correct.
They're not synonymous. They're not synonymous.
Yeah, that's all I need to hear. Technically speaking, I'm correct. Thank you.
Okay, great. Is that what all this was about?
Technically speaking, you're also my Lord and Savior. Will you put your face up now?
Hold on, wait. Technically speaking, this fucking guy.
You're the one who said technically speaking. I don't know why you can make fun of me for that. Like what?
Oh my god. I'm trying to tell you. I'm trying to explain to you why people are saying reduction and like the concept behind. You can't go on TV and be like, oh, there's an adjusted odds ratio of 73% that in a year's time span of puberty blocking and gender affirming.
Alex, this is very simple, right? Because the authors did this themselves. They gave a simplistic answer to what they're saying.
What's their simplistic answer, PraxBen?
Again, and I read it out loud to you.
Read it out loud to me then.
Twice.
Read it for me one more time.
73% lower odds of suicidality among youths who had initiated puberty blockers or gender-affirming hormones compared with youths who had not. And that's a simplistic way of saying it.
You don't see how that is like, it's like colloquially very similar to saying reduction. Nope. It's like very colloquial similarly.
Not at all.
It's like it's very similar.
Nope.
You don't. So you're conceding that we have a difference in linguistic interpretation. That's the whole issue. That's like the foundational issue.
We clearly have a difference in linguistic interpretation. Yours is wrong.
Okay, sure. Mine's thanks, PraxBen IQ 999.
I was talking to Liz and you interrupted.
Yeah, well, you're trying.
No.
You're trying to change the topic and change the goalposts when it's.
I am trying to change the topic. I just said that.
Yeah, it's 1 a.m. her time. I'm not gonna keep Liz here for another fucking hour while you try to.
I think you should let Liz make that decision for herself. Liz, do you want to leave?
I kind of want to have Eli up.
Can he come? Are you allowed to come up here? Oh, you were requesting. Okay, sure.
Hey, PraxBen, can you put your camera up?
No.
Hey, yo. What is going on here?
Dude, I just fucking... I don't. It's so hard. You ever try to speak?
You know what this reminds me of? This reminds me. Y'all weren't there, but I was. This reminds me of that time when Ben, you flipped shit in Antifa Cog's server. I remember I was at work watching that whole thing go down in Antifa Cog server over something about like you and Cog like supposed to have been debating and like you like backed out of it or some shit because of something Cog said or whatever. Huh?
I didn't back out of it. He backed out of it. I was trying to set up the debate, and then he cowered out.
Wait,
He's
no.
scared to
If I
debate
remember
something he has
correctly,
a
you were like
master's
backing
degree in.
out of it because you were backing out of it because you were mad because Cog didn't answer your question because of some shit that I said to you or whatever, and you got angry.
No, so COG was taking forever, stalling actually putting the debate on, and then I was trying to set it up. I was talking to the guy who was supposed to actually set up the debate, and I'm like, COG, we need some like questions answered, and he wasn't answering me. He was sending me like troll messages, and I'm like, okay, if you're not serious about this, then I guess it's not going to happen. And then I talked to him on the phone, and he's like, no, like we can be serious.
That's
about
not
this,
what
and we can get this
happened.
set up. And no, that's exactly what happened. You're lying.
That is
I have
not
the screenshots
at
to prove it.
all. That is
I
like
have
not
the
at all what
screenshots to
happened,
prove it.
dog.
Do you want me to go screenshot my Discord messages to him, asking him? Like,
Damn, you got these from like years ago, dog. I'm just remembering this like off the cuff. Like,
Man,
you're making stuff up off the cuff. That's what you're doing.
I'm not,
I've got
dog.
the
I'm just like
screenshots.
trying my best to remember this time when you looked like an absolute little man child in COG
Remember the
server.
time that I was
Because
giving you
man,
abortion
did I
and you
take my break
defended
early
eugenics?
that day to watch that shit go down.
Yeah, remember the
It was
last
great.
Eli, remember the last time we debated and you were defending eugenics and saying it's okay to abort a baby because they're black, or it's okay to abort a baby
That
just
is
because
not
they
what I
have stuff?
said. That is not
That
at
is
all
what
what
you
I
said.
said. And the debate is
Yeah.
up on my YouTube channel for anybody to go and watch. Okay?
Yeah,
Link
they
in
should go
bio,
watch it,
dog.
'cause you
Go
defended
watch that
eugenics
shit.
in it.
And no, what happened was Ben compared Ben compared abortion to slavery.
No, that's not what
You no
happened.
dog, you straight. But
That's not what happened.
look me. Hold on. Where's my camera? Where's my camera?
That's absolutely not what
I'm
happened.
ugly as shit, but look me dead in my shit right now and tell me you didn't say that.
I did not say
Because
that
you
at all.
did. Again,
say that.
y'all can go watch the shit. It's
No,
up on
I
my
brought up the
YouTube.
Civil
You go
Rights
watch
Act.
it.
I brought
It's
up the
great.
Civil Rights Act, and we were talking about
Oh
whether or
yeah,
not
and how
we
you
think
want to
people
repeal
should
it
be.
because like
Hold
that's
on,
totally
I'm not done
that's
talking
totally
to
a
you.
thing that a normal person
Eli,
would like say.
Eli, you can't lie and then not let me respond. What's wrong with you? I was talking about the
people do.
Civil
I'm
Rights
not lying.
Act,
Like
and I
I've
was
said
saying
I've said tons of
and I
times.
was
Anybody can go
saying
watch.
that
You've been
you thought
disingenuously
discrimination
presenting
should be
information
banned,
that you
even if it
misunderstand,
violates someone's
and
consent.
then
You
not
thought
letting me
discrimination should be
respond.
banned,
There's a
except
whole
in the case of
fucking
abortion. Then you
freaking
thought
time, dude.
discrimination
You
shouldn't be banned.
you don't get to lecture anybody on the merits of letting somebody finish their sentence.
Wait, hold on.
Yes, I do.
I actually did want to hear what like Ben's prompt was.
Okay, sure.
What prompt? What are you talking about?
Whatever you were just saying, I couldn't hear because like Alex was talking. Because Alex wanted to say something.
No, I brought up the Civil Rights Act and discrimination based around like the workplace and restaurants and whatnot. And you said, yes, you should be banned from discriminating against people in all these certain contexts. And I said, well, why shouldn't we ban discrimination when it comes to abortion? And you didn't have a response. And you were saying, well, it's just okay.
Because that is so incredibly stupid. Like, why would I be? In what way would I ever be? Would a woman or a person with a uterus ever be like put in a situation where they're being discriminatory about
when
the
the
child
baby
that
has
they're
Down
having?
syndrome, over
When
90% of babies with Down syndrome in Iceland
when
are
like
aborted.
okay, but on
Over
like the
90%
basis
babies in
of like
Denmark with Down syndrome are aborted.
okay.
Have you ever heard
So
of China and India? In China and India, disproportionately female fetuses are aborted because of discrimination. Like, come on, dude.
right, yeah. I've heard of that stuff. Yeah. So what's this got to do with like the fact that it's her body and she can do what she wants with it?
Because you said in the case of any other discrimination, like in the marketplace, it's not okay if it's their body or their property and they're doing whatever they want. But
No, I'm just saying, like, I just don't know. Okay, so, like, with the Down syndrome thing, right? Like, maybe, do you want to, like, go down the road as to, like, why that happens? Like, maybe there's reasons for that? Like, maybe there's
Why does
reasons
that
why
matter?
they, I'm not saying, like,
do
Down
you want to
syndrome
go down
should
the
be
road of
aborted,
like
but,
why
like,
someone says no black people allowed in my restaurant? I
no,
don't
no,
think
no,
you
no,
would.
no, no, no. You brought up down. We know
I
why
would
that
ask them
happens.
why.
That happens because people are idiots. But like, okay, let's talk about like Down syndrome, right? Because I work with people
How come you
every
can
day who have all different types of. Wait, no, hold on, stop.
Their
Shh,
discrimination.
Ben, you've Shapiro'd a lot tonight, all right?
Yeah.
So here's the thing: I work with
Is that
people
like an
with like all different
anti-Semitic
types of
remark?
mental health conditions and what have you. So like, and those people require a lot of care. So why would, let's say, let's ask ourselves, right? Why would a mother abort a child if she knows that the child has Down syndrome? Why would she do that? Like, it's sad that that
Better use the
happens,
female
but why
male
would she do
example. That's
that?
an even better example. Why
Huh?
not use that one? Why would they abort a female?
No. You brought up the Down syndrome thing. Now let's,
I brought up
because
two
you
examples.
clearly care about that a little bit.
I brought
Let's
up two
talk about that.
examples.
You
I
brought
brought
that
up
up.
Down syndrome and I brought up
You brought up
gender
Down syndrome and you brought up slavery. Now we already know, or not slavery, not just slavery, but also
Fucking bring up
what was
slavery.
it? Jim Crow. You brought up like Jim Crow shit, right? So like,
Yeah.
do you want which avenue you want to go down, dog?
Discrimination. How do you justify the gender discrimination?
How do I justify the gender discrimination? That is, you're talking about a whole other country with whole other customs. I'm not getting into that. I don't care what they do over there.
Plenty of people
I don't.
still do it in the U.S.
I don't live
It's not
there.
Prevalent. But what if someone does do it in the U.S.?
Wait, say it one more time.
Plenty of people still do it in the U.S., especially people from those cultures.
Okay, well, you at first brought up like other countries. Anyways, so okay, people do it in the U.S. So
again, like, do you not think that gender discrimination and abortion should be banned?
I don't. I could care less. I could honestly care less.
Why?
Because that's that person's body and they can choose what they want to do with it.
Okay, so if I say I don't want to serve women in my restaurant.
So if you don't want to serve women in your restaurant, okay. So here's the fundamental flaw in Benjamin Politics' thinking. Benjamin Politics does not see the difference between a fetus and a fully functioning like human adult or what have you. And I know you're going to say you don't. And I'm just like, and my thing is that's really stupid. It's really stupid that you
quantify
get
fully functioning?
Huh?
How do you quantify?
No, you know what I mean. Like detached from the mother, capable adult, like, or semi-capable adult. However, like no longer needs the bodily sustenance of another person in order to survive.
You're stumbling a bit.
Like, huh?
You're stumbling a bit. It sounds like you can't actually defend this.
Dude,
or
fuck you.
Here's an idea. You could just respond to what I said. Like, I fleshed out what I said decently.
So if you just say it has to be fully functioning, then there's plenty of people who aren't quote fully functioning. So that's obviously stupid.
I meant like for the most part. Like they don't need
they have
necessarily.
To be adult.
Okay.
That means racism is
I
okay.
have an answer.
They don't need to be connected to another. Oh, hey, Liz is here. Oh, hey.
Yeah.
Hey, Liz.
Yeah, most
anyways.
people define it as brain function and brain consciousness, which is usually around 24 weeks.
Yeah, like when does
He never said
does
brain function or brain consciousness? So
I just
wait, Ben, I got a question for you though. I got a question for you. When would you say life begins?
Life objectively begins at conception.
Okay.
So
When would you say life ends?
I would say life ends when your body stops acting as an organism.
What the fuck does that mean?
So I
know what an organism is?
Real quick, based
No.
on
So wait. So are you gonna say decomposing, right? Are you gonna say that's when? Are you gonna say when would you say the line is for I stop functioning like an organism?
Decomposing to be dead, obviously.
No. When is the forget that part? When is the line for when I stop functioning as an organism? When is that?
So if you're functioning as an organism, then your cells and your organs are working together, right? They're coordinating together. If you're no longer an organism, that's not going to happen. If you're dead, that's no longer going to be happening.
But is that not like a function of but is my body not functioning like an organism? Like organisms have to break down and decompose? Because
it's still
part of it?
physically an organism, but I'm saying functioning as an organism. It's an organism, but it's no longer.
I mean, I'm still functioning as an organism in the sense that my body is now breaking down.
What you just said. So should we keep that every person that is currently on life support indefinitely because of the potential for future life?
the potential for future life makes no sense, but yes, we should
That's
keep
what
them
it is.
indefinitely. Yeah.
Well, by we should talk about pregnancy.
Wait, hold on. The
And that,
potential
but
for
pregnancy
future
and
life, right?
increase.
You said that. Hold on. Ben said something really funny there. You said the potential of future life doesn't matter, right?
No, I said that makes no sense because saying like if my
Isn't that
argument
like
is
the
that
whole
they're
pro-life
still
argument though?
alive,
It's like the
no,
potential for like future life, basically. Isn't that
no.
basically like
If my
where you guys are
position is
like,
that they are still alive, you can't ask, well, what about the potential for future life? Because that doesn't make any sense. They're already alive. There's not just a
Well,
future life.
well,
right?
They're
But
consistently
the
alive.
same thing with somebody that's in a coma or on life support. They're still alive, and they have potential for.
I'm saying they're
they
alive.
still
Yeah,
have the
they're
potential
alive.
to get better. They still have the potential for a future life. So should we keep them on life support indefinitely?
You should
Yes,
keep
that
them on
was your
life support
answer.
indefinitely. Yes, absolutely.
Regardless of the medical care that's needed. So
Absolutely,
moral
yes.
stances are not arbitrary. Okay, so if life begins at conception, do you agree that sperm is alive?
A sperm is alive. Yes.
But it's when it meets the egg.
Is it
and when
not?
it's
I mean,
inside the
obviously,
mother?
sperm's alive.
So
I
what
just want
about
y'all to know
IVF?
I'm so fucking zooted right now.
You're what?
Oh, I'm just high as fuck, dog.
Like, why would I
great.
claim
I'm
that
having a
sperm
great
isn't
time.
alive? I mean,
Lit.
do you think sperm isn't alive?
I want to know where your morality stands. So what about IVF clinics?
I
What
mean,
about them?
regardless of like whether or not sperm is alive, it's like, can you talk to a sperm? Is a sperm sentient? It's like,
Oh yeah, for real.
are you like
Oh,
interacting?
no.
with this?
I wanna actually wait. No. I
Sperm
like
isn't an
think.
organism.
Wait, no. Yeah, it is. It's a single cell organism. It's still an organism.
MK Walker,
It
you
is.
just want to give me a
It's
kiss.
absolutely an organism. An organism.
It is absolutely an organism. I talk to mine sometimes, you know.
So does Ben.
Oh, I'm so glad. I'm like high
Don't
as
use
fuck.
hand.
So-
Yeah,
Anyways,
look. Don't use
so-
hand
No, but
sanitizer. You're killing.
Let's go back to the
fucking
question. So what about
colonies.
IVF
A
clinics?
sperm is not a single-celled organism. It took one Google
So if
search
life
to
begins at conception,
see that's not
when
true.
a sperm and an egg are fertilized together,
Sperm
what
is
is your
alive and it is
opinion on
an organism.
IVF clinics?
It's a single cell organism.
I'm not a big fan of IVF clinics.
So you think we should shut them down? We should stop that?
Yeah, probably. As they exist now, there's way too many, let's say, wastes that happen, or way too much waste that happens at IVF clinics.
Well, can you define that waste?
Well, oftentimes they fertilize a lot of eggs, and then only a small percentage of that actually goes forward, and then they throw some out.
That also happens inside a woman too?
Yeah, I am.
Okay, so would you call
And
that
with
waste
the-
as well?
I mean, I wouldn't call it waste. I don't mean
like
waste.
a-
I mean the waste, like they're literally like throwing them away.
I'm enjoying all the butthurt bennies in the comments.
Like they're actually throwing it away as waste. That's what I'm saying. That's what they do in IVF clinics. But yeah, I mean, there is it does. It's not quite a miscarriage, but there are cases where fertilized eggs don't move forward. They don't continue developing. But like, you know, the
happens
only
very
thing you can do about that.
There are cases. It's very common.
Well, most cases are overestimates because there's some instances where they don't actually turn into an actual organism, but they just sort of become like a growth. So that is a certain percentage of them. We don't know exactly the percentage.
Are you talking about ectopic pregnancies here?
No. I'm talking about like when the egg and sperm come together, instead of becoming an actual organism, like an actual zygote, they just become like a growth, and they don't actually fertilize properly at all. Mm-hmm. And that's some of the cases of like that's counted within the discarded zygotes.
Do you believe that is life?
No, the growths, no, because the growths haven't actually completed conception. The zygotes that are discarded, yes.
Okay. Interesting.
How did we get to this conversation from motherfucking?
I'm so
Goldilocks
confused.
and
I just want to know Ben's
I'm
morality.
just so
It's
confused.
interesting.
Oh yeah, Liz like threw a grenade underneath everything and blew us all up, and I'm just like, I'm over here confused, and this guy is driving a noisy ass car.
Listen, I just think people who don't really know what they're talking about should not be talking about these things, and so I just want
I clearly know what I'm talking. I can bring out like a medical textbook right now and like read off of it and show it agrees with me.
No, let's talk about the history of abortion. Are you from a place and their medical
You
use?
guys keep putting a quarter in this machine, huh?
Yeah, I should probably go to bed soon.
I mean,
Sorry,
I don't see.
Yeah, I
I'll-
should too. I have work at 8, and
I have work at
appointments.
6.
We should do
I have
this another time, Ben.
clients.
If you put
This
your
was
camera on.
this was fun. PraxBen IQ 999. I'm really glad you.
Yeah, it's a real IQ. Look it up.
I'm
Hey,
really
yo,
glad.
somebody send me my clip.
Yeah. Yeah.
I
All
agree.
right. This was delightful.
I'm gonna follow you back, baby. Load
I
hill.
never want to do this ever again because it's exhausting. But I'll do it for you, PraxBen IQ 999, because I love you.
Well, I just want to remind everyone that
And I want to kiss you on the mouth.
Point, and he was not willing to do the bet. So
Yes, I'm not willing to take PraxBen IQ 999's petty ass childish bet because I'm not fucking 14. Anyway, thanks, chat. Love you. Good night, Liz. Love you. Good night, Ben. Love you. Good night.